Hello and welcome back to Death Count Gaming. Today we are going to review Portal, a game that I have just beaten. Unlike my other reviews, I rate them a bit differently. I judged the game into 5 categories and gave each a score out of 10. Those categories are story, graphics, difficulty, gameplay, and my opinion. Once each game has a score, I add them all up and get an average on how good the game truly is. Now that you know the system, let's begin. Portal is a story about this woman who doesn't have a name, who wakes up in a room and is then put through a series of tests by this robot named Gladys. Neither of these characters have a backstory displayed in this game, but it's clear that this person that you play as is the rat caught in the maze that Gladys clearly controls. I mean, you wake up in a room at the start, and Gladys clearly is the one testing you and putting you through these trials. This is clearly a puzzle game, but with one big difference. You have to use portals to solve each room and to get further into the game. It's actually really clever, with you having to think about how to continue forward. As you are halfway through the game, Gladys says how there will be cake if you finish these tests. This is a spoiler, but I think you might know this already. Obviously, the cake is a lie, and on the last test, Gladys tries to kill you. However, you escape and face her on head to head. This is the main bulk of the story, and it's surprisingly simple and well put together. Sometimes a simple story is the best story for good games, and it certainly applies to Portal. So, with all that in mind, for story, I am actually going to give this game an 8 out of 10, just because of how well they narrated the whole story. It's really good. Graphics wise, the simple style and well thought of textures around the game complements everything perfectly, adding context to the story. The game may not have the most realistic graphics, but I don't think it needs it in this case. The graphics just add context and an eerie setting suiting the game. This just makes the game more compelling and easy to play. It complements the game perfectly. So for graphics, I'm going to give the game an 8 out of 10. Difficulty wise, it can get difficult if you don't know where to go or what to do. However, by just exploring and thinking on how to continue, this game can be overcome within 2 hours, maybe 3 for those novice players. However, the game teaches you everything at the beginning, so nothing is really left out and unexplained. Even a bit where the robots that shoot at you when they see you was mildly difficult, as they would have to be overcome using the methods you learned at the beginning of the game. With all that in mind, for difficulty, I will give Portal a 6 out of 10. As for gameplay, the controls are easy to get, being the same as any shooter, making this game easy to grasp and play. This game never got boring either for me, bringing a new challenge and harder obstacles the further into the game you got, making you think on what has to get done. This raising difficulty should be in any game, and it suits this game well. I really enjoyed Portal, so with all this in mind, I am going to give gameplay for Portal a 9 out of 10. I can't even begin to describe how much I like this game. The overall feel of the game is unique from other games I've played. As I played this game, Gladys kept saying things, and she was funny, which added to the unique feel of this game. On top of that, this game has next to no music, just an eerie tone that plays, also adding to the setting and tone this game has at every turn. It really complements the game well. I just love this game. Personally, I really feel that this game is a 9 out of 10 in my opinion. In general, this is a good game. It's creative and unique as a puzzle game with its use of portals. It always throws something new at every turn, keeping the game fresh, interesting, and wanting you to play it more. However, I actually wish there was more to this game, an extension. But what you get is really brilliant. This isn't really a difficult game at all, but it's a really fun game. With this in mind, This is why the game really gets an average of 8 out of 10. And in case you missed my gameplay series I did with Portal, I fared a total of 15 deaths in the hour and 38 minutes it took for me to beat this game. If you want to watch that 5-part series, I would be very grateful. Otherwise, thank you for watching this review, and I'll see you again in the next video.
Unbelievable.